The scale and population of the U.S. are immense. With 334 million people, it's the third largest country on Earth by population. Yet half of its land remains undeveloped and unpopulated. Some states feel like vast, empty frontiers, while others are bursting at the seams with people. But why is that? Why do some states remain so empty despite their beauty and resources? Today, we're exploring the states where few dare to live. From the icy solitude of Alaska to the wide-open prairies of Montana. What makes these places so sparsely populated? Stick around to find out. Before we dive in, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on more deep dives like this. Now, let's get started. The scale and population of the U.S. are immense. It is the third largest country on Earth by population at 334 million people, yet approximately half its land is undeveloped and unpopulated. Huge! Vacant spaces where you can spend hours driving without encountering another soul stand in sharp opposition to skyscraper-laden cities such as New York. But what makes this discrepancy even more puzzling is the question, why is it that so many places are still so sparsely populated? Maine is strikingly vacant. Few people choose to live in places like this, notwithstanding the isolation and breathtaking natural beauty they offer. New York City, for example, is home to more people than 9 states that have relatively low populations. Why not migrate to these wide-open, peaceful regions? Despite its fertile land, it remains among the least populated states. Why? Its winters are harsh. Think blizzards that can stratify houses, months of sub-zero weather, and endless frozen lakes. That kind of cold is unbearable for most people. The rest of us might head there in the summer now and then, while a handful of brave Mainers savor this frozen wilderness. Montana is akin to walking into a Wild West overlaid with its dramatic peaks, rolling prairies, and magnificent rivers. It has 1 human for every 10 square miles. Montana is larger than Japan. The state's beauty of nature attracts travelers and adventurers from different parts of the country. But to live there is another story. With summers that scorch and winters that freeze bitterly, Montana is a place of extremes. Many communities are too remote to make the amenities easily available, and the biggest city, Billings, has a population of just 100,000. Montana has plenty of opportunities for those who crave wild solitariness and a cowboy way of life. And the remoteness may be a bit much for the average city dweller. At the opposite end is Rhode Island, the Union's smallest state. Despite its tiny dimensions, 1,214 square miles, it houses a population of well over 100,000. With its historic buildings, cute coastal towns, and drool-inducing seafood, Rhode Island has that quintessentially New England feel. But that comes at a cost, monetary. The never-ending rise in the cost of living makes it more difficult for people to be settled. Moreover, the potential for employment is limited as the number of opportunities is small compared to the population. So many people aspire for better prospects outside the country. Thousands of tourists come for its coastal beauty and culture, but not all will enjoy the high prices and impatient neighborhoods. Its beaches and inland cities make Rhode Island attractive, but not everyone will benefit from high prices and congested neighborhoods. Delaware is another small state that gets overlooked despite its weirdness. On paper, it is a hub of commerce, but little else, with more companies registered there than residents. The state's biggest city, Wilmington, has fewer than 100,000 residents, and its total population barely breaks 1 million. Because of its proximity to major cities like Philadelphia, Delaware often is overshadowed. Delaware, known for its beaches and relaxed lifestyle that attract seniors, might be overlooked by younger professionals in favor of states offering bustling metropolitan areas, while South Dakota, characterized by Mount Rushmore and other notable attractions, offers wide-open spaces and stunning natural beauty, appealing to those seeking tranquility. Yet the 10 harsh winters and remote locations make it difficult for most people to settle. While agriculture is the main source of wealth in the less than a million people state, there are not many urban comforts. Because you can go miles without encountering another person, it is a godsend for some people, but a deal breaker for others. North Dakota is an extreme case of that isolation. Its population ranks far below most other states in the United States, with fewer than 800,000 residents. The wind never stops whipping through your hair, winters whip you to death, and summers are crazy hot. The oil industry has also been an engine for the economy, at least most of the time when oil prices are lower, yet not to the extent of boosting growth enough to significantly increase the population. Some of the above is not for everyone, but North Dakota offers an outlet for isolation and extremes for those who want it. Most people know Alaska, the biggest state, is viewed as the last frontier in the United States. Its tundra, towering peaks, and abundant wildlife make its landscape unique. But there are under 800,000 people who live in Alaska. There are only a handful of the challenges of life there: long, dark winters, lows of -40 degrees Fahrenheit, and few roads. Despite the challenges, Alaska finds a way to attract adventurers and outdoor enthusiasts with its breathtaking natural beauty. For many, the good in living in such a lovely place is worth the bad, but few are ready to sign up for such a way of life for the long term. Its dependence on small-town life and lack of urban infrastructure, however, is not for everyone. Though it's become a popular place for people escaping cities since 2020, the transition is a significant one for its rural lifestyle. Finally, with just 6 residents per square mile, Wyoming is the most sparsely populated state. Its wide expanses, wondrous peaks, and open sky provide you with an air of seclusion and peacefulness not easily found elsewhere. But that is a tough place to live. It lacks urban centers and jobs. Wyoming offers opportunities for nature lovers who flourish in solitude to reconnect with the natural world. To everyone else, the emptiness may feel more imposing than inviting. These states illustrate the breadth of life in the United States with their own beauties and challenges. Many find such regions unpleasant because of the challenging weather, distance, and lack of conveniences, even if some people are drawn to the idea of huge spaces and isolation. Would you prefer the serenity of these deserted states or the excitement of being in the city? Whether it's the wilds of Alaska, the backwoods vibe of Montana, or the rustic comforts of Vermont, these states have something for anyone willing to make the move. From the extreme cold of North Dakota to the rugged wilderness of Wyoming, these states offer breathtaking landscapes and a way of life that few are willing to embrace. Whether it's the cost of living, job opportunities, or just the simple desire for modern conveniences, the reasons behind these empty spaces vary. So what about you? Would you trade the chaos of city life for the quiet solitude of the wild? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more fascinating content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.